Media Show. Tonight we have a special guest, Georgia Abercrombie, in the studio to discuss the release of Dialogue magazine, which is a new film magazine. Hello Georgia, and welcome to the show.
Hello, it's lovely to be here. I think it's amazing that there's a new magazine obviously coming onto the scene. Because obviously, as you can see behind us, there's Empire and stuff which have been going on for years. So for Dialogue to come along and just be like, I'm here, I'm ready, I think it's just amazing.
Well, obviously Dialogue is a film magazine, but what kind of magazines do you personally, what kind do you like?
I read what I call guilty pleasure magazines.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones with all the gossip columns in and like what celebrities have been wearing that week. But if I did want a film reference to see what's going on or get the first reviews of a film, then I would obviously go to a film magazine instead of waiting for it to come on in The Guardian or something.
So which film magazines would you go to?
Sight and Sound, I think that's really good. Obviously it's very, not independent, but off the beaten track. But if I obviously wanted to see a mainstream film, then I'd go for Empire.
Yeah. So what kind of content do you like in your film magazine? Do you want just film reviews, or would you like music video reviews and game reviews as well?
I think it's good to have a mixture of media forms. So to have maybe if you've got a film going into a book, see how well they kept to the book's original storyline, see if they kept to the way characters are and the way they present themselves and stuff. I think it is really good to have video games reviews, especially because a lot of films are being made into video games nowadays, and a lot of video games do have mini clips in them that are like mini films. Also, I think it'd be quite cool to have like a YouTuber section, because obviously the internet's up and coming, so like new Netflix shows going on there, maybe give them a review and stuff like that. I think that'd be amazing for Dialogue to do, as they are new, and so is the internet, and the people coming up with the internet's very new, so I feel like it's a good target market for them to hit, because then they're going to hit a younger generation as well.
That's very true. So as to the content, where Sight and Sound don't mind giving their spoilers to the films away, Empire magazine is very wary about spoilers. So would you like to see spoiler content in magazines?
I love spoilers. I am the most awful person when it comes to spoilers, because I love to know them. I have to know them. If they're there, it's information. I'm like, I don't mind knowing before watching it, but obviously you do have to be careful. See, some people are really, really touchy about spoilers. So yeah, I'd love to have a spoiler column and theories on the film as well. I think that'd be quite cool, because you have stuff like the Pixar theory and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think if a new film's coming out and it's been watched, or a film that came out a couple of months ago, see what people's theories are on it. Show maybe something in there.
There are also lots of like game theories, like with Five Nights at Freddy's. Like
they have a lot of hype around that one.
But so our magazine would mostly include social realism films. How do you feel about those?
I think they're amazing. It's hitting a new highlight. Social realism's been around for years, but I think it's amazing that they hit the issues that big blockbusters are scared to. Like they deal with teens and teen pregnancy and mental illness and everything like that. I just think it's a massive market that people are too scared to watch, because they are scared to see how it's going to feel, and it's a true portrayal of society.
Yeah, it's very true. So do you think Hollywood should start doing social realism?
No, I think it takes it away. Social realism, I feel, should always be independent and raw. I feel like if Hollywood got their hands on social realism, it'd just end up as a rom-com.
Glamorous and all that.
You don't ever want it to be glamorous, because it's not glamorous subjects. It's not like, oh, I met this guy in a coffee shop and we had a baby. It's too many deep things going on.
Yeah. Just the thing with that is that British budgets, we don't really have that much in comparison to Hollywood. So production value would probably be better if Hollywood did it, but then it would take away from the topic. So personally, would you watch social realism?
Yes, I'm one of those people that I cry at everything. So when it comes to social realism, I love the fact that you feel more than that one emotion. Like with most films, it's, oh, I feel happy that they're together. I'm crying because he's having a hard time. Social realism, like, you want to cry, but then sometimes you're like, but why am I crying? Like, they're in the wrong sometimes. So I think it just gives a whole another layer to film and how people react to it.
So do you have a favourite genre of film?
I am cheesy. I love comedies, but I also love dramas as well, because I like to kind of be sat there like, who done it? And I like the fact that sometimes, like that new Pixar film that came out, Inside Out. Yeah. When you're inside their brain, those kind of films.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good film.
Yeah, I'm an adult, but I like cartoons.
Fair enough. So, Dialogue magazine, for the first issue, they will be covering a new film called Lifeline, and it deals with the topic of mental health. So, what's your view on mental health?
I feel like a lot of people need to be educated on mental health.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you have mental health, or a friend or someone close to you, a family member maybe who has it, like, you know that it's not how it's portrayed. If you've got depression, you're not sat in your room crying all the time. You've got to go out and live.
Yeah.
And I feel like social realism touching on that, it's going to show that, like, you've got to still move on. You've got to learn to live and live with it.
Yeah.
You can't live against it. Like they show it in some films when, oh, this girl's depressed because she's crying. It's more than that.
The main topic of this film is PTSD, which is not a topic that is really treated as much as the other mental disabilities. So what comes to mind when you think of PTSD?
Pregnancy. When people have post-traumatic stress disorder, a lot of people have that after losing a child or stuff like that, normally after a massive traumatic event, and I feel like people brush over it because they feel awkward talking about it. I don't think you should ever feel awkward talking about someone else's pain. It's not you it affected, it's them.
Yeah.
And you're not stronger than them because they're the one living with it, and it doesn't make you not strong either. But you need to understand that it's not always, oh, they went through that and that's why they're like that.
Yeah.
There's more to it, and they've got to adapt their personality and their life around it now.
It's good that you said that instead of just saying this like answer of war, because that's what most people tend to think about when they think PTSD, but it's beyond that. It's any traumatic experience, and I'm glad that this movie's coming up to enlighten people who think otherwise, that it's just certain types of people. It can happen to anyone.
Like, fair enough, a lot of people have post-traumatic stress disorder from being in the war and being in the army, but it's not always just them. It's not, obviously, you're not normal if you're in the army, but you're a normal person still.
Yeah.
Like, I could go out now and get in a car accident, I could get it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's just happening, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming down today. We've learned quite a lot, so thanks for your insights. So we'll see you next week where we talk about the selfie stick needs to go.
It does
See
need
you
to go.
next week. Bye. Adios. Peace. Sayonara.